Well, if I look back into my days in Mongolia, I can recall that when I joined here in 2019, that was our first NADAM before pandemic. But it was such an enriching and captivating experience that the unforgettable experience that we gained still remains with us. Why NADAM is unique to me, and this I say with some responsibility of having traveled over 109 countries. And when we first celebrated NADAM, I could see the vast richness of the culture that Mongolia has been able to sustain over the centuries. While growing up, we were told that the greatness of a culture is reflected in its people and its festival. And NADAM is one of its kind festival in the world. And in the world in the sense that it shows the close connectivity of the Mongolian people with the nature, with the surroundings, and how they are able to enjoy it with the family and their extended families. And when for the first time I heard Moringhor, and it was simply magical. It was an experience out of the blue. Moringhor, the horse fiddle as we call it, just the two strings made of horse's hair can weave magic. You know, they can reflect emotions from ecstasy to melancholy to jubilation to celebration, and a sense of happiness at being able to enjoy the spiritual bond that when children sing the song Gingu, it simply resonates in your mind. And for me, if I close my eyes, I can still recollect the vivid memories or the cherished moments that we have seen in the horse racing. Normally, people say horse racing is little dangerous when you put kids on them. But when I saw the connectivity between the horse and the children and the rider, it is as if he is a part of your family. And another moment that I recall very fondly is my visit to Arvahir. It is related just after NADAM we had gone. And visiting there gave me that eerie feeling that as to how Mongolian tribal culture is unique, it's in its own way. And it shows the bond that the rider enjoys with the horse. And as to how much respect a raw horse gets, not only as a part of the family, but as a part of the culture. So this was something that was unique to me. And perhaps the most unique feature, if you ask me, was my meeting with the famous horse Sharga. We didn't know much about Sharga horse till such time I learned about the achievements that this unique horse, whose monument is now set up in Mandalgobi, was given. I was presented with a small statue, and unfortunately Sharga is no more. But when we met Sharga, I tied a small thread on his neck, and the owner presented us with some of the hairs of Sharga, which my son in Canada still carries in his wallet. So this was something that people around the world may not be able to feel as much as I have felt having this first connection with the horse and the connectivity which Mongolians have, or the respect that they enjoy. NADAM is also about the celebration. As I said, you know, it's about the wrestling. And before I came here, I did some reading, and I learned about a Guinness World Record. Perhaps many of you would not know that about 10 or 12 years ago, Mongolians created a world record when more than 6,000 wrestlers participated in the unique Mongolian wrestling that you have. And that enthused me to attend the first wrestling. And I have had the chance of meeting father of a Sassorio, who was in Zan category of a wrestler. And you know, when I came here, like in India, lion is something that is considered a powerful wrestler is called lion. And when we came here, we realized that Arslan, which is the lion category, is also something that Mongolians use it. And the second most comes, I think, Zan. And if you are a champion, you are actually a Varg. And these are the respectful nomenclatures that you have given. And I have seen, thanks to the wrestling, again, it is a little out of the context, but I think Japanese have more to thank Mongolian about their wrestling. They have got 4 or 5 yokozunas produced by Mongolian, and one of the highest respecting yokozunas. Another aspect is that for the first time I felt was when I tasted arak. Arak is something very unique. It has a very, very comfortable level of alcohol. So even if you are not something of a alcohol drinker or used to alcohol, but it gives you such a soothing feeling, and I have no hesitation in sharing. It's like a divine wine. And I say it, you know, with some experience, because I'm not someone who is fond of alcohol. But drinking arak for the first time, it is little different than whatever we see. There's Laban in Middle East, there's lassi in India, but arak has little kick in it. So it rejuvenates your spirits. It brings your hormone level to a point where you tend to relax a little bit more. And the wonderful clothing that people wear on that day, it's a riot of colors, I can tell you that. The dales can be so wonderfully suitable both to men and women, and the unique hat that some of the women wear. And I attended a parade of Mongolian costumes the day before Nadam, and I can vividly recall, you know, as to how the same del can appear so differently when a person represents his own province in the West, Western IMAGs like Ofs, Bainulgi, Hoft, and suddenly when you see somebody coming from Arvahir or Oranghai or Aranghai or Sukhpatar, there's so much of a change. But that change is not something that is differing. That change is inclusive. That you could see that the oneness in the culture is reflected not only in the food, not only in the customs, not only in the celebrations that you have. Other thing I remember is that we were taken out to the Ger, and we were able to sleep in the Ger, and that feeling of experiencing the sky with such vastness and the stars, just overpowering feeling. And I can't forget that moment that we had seen of staying in the Ger for the first time. And you suddenly realize as to how, you know, horses are known for their toughness, their endurance, their closeness to nature. And for a tribal life in Mongolia, especially in the countryside, which is as harsh, you need all of those qualities of endurance, the hardness, living with the nature, and enjoying it. And the other thing that impresses me is the small kids, you know, and I have very close memory of being presented with a white horse during my visit to Arvahir. The Sum governor presented me, and we named that horse as Vikram. Vikram is the power in India. And my wife was given a small baby lamb, which was just the opposite, black lamb. And she didn't name it, of course. And we do have the photographs of those wonderful memories of Nadam. And I can only say that the 4 Nadams that we have celebrated here in Mongolia, each one has been different than the other. Even during COVID, when assembly was a challenge, we were able to celebrate it with very few of our close friends on the top of, just on the close to Altai Mountains and to Hope province. Those feelings cannot be taken away, and the memories of those wonderful moments would remain with me. And as we celebrate Nadam in the post-COVID year, I can only extend my warmest felicitations, good wishes. We wish all the Mongolian people continued optimism, hopeful anticipation, good health, enjoying life, fresh dynamism, new vigor. Sekhan Adarare, and thank you for having me here. And I can only say that this is not only a Sekhan Adarare for your family, for your loved ones, for everyone. And for me, it is a unique honor and a privilege to be representing India in this wonderful country, the land of eternal blue sky. Thank you very much.